everybody to WTL. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Klassen, joined by
Jabron,
the Parlay Pounder.
you got it. You got it.
You know we got to finish strong here. This is the fourth and final segment, so we're going to go over some hits and misses. We're going to talk college football, but we're going to leave enough time for the Parlay Pounder to give the people a parlay play.
Got to get back on the train. Got to hit that parlay for the weekend. We got some good stuff for you.
There we go. Well, let's start off with an SEC matchup. Tennessee versus Florida. That is a 6 o'clock kickoff on ESPN. And it looks to me like the Tennessee Volunteers are a 7-point favorite across the books.
Yeah, Andy. And this is kind of a weird game right here because I do believe Florida is a better football team than people are giving them credit for right now. The Utah Utes came in and kind of, smacked them around a little bit. Yeah. But it's kind of what I was saying with the LSU Tigers playing Florida State the first week. You get that first matchup week one against another ranked opponent or a ranked opponent. These teams are used to having that cupcake game. Even Nebraska, for all those years, was used to, playing McNeese State or, Georgia Southern or something like that, South Alabama, and really, getting the kinks figured out, getting all the plays that they want figured out, snaps, audibles, all that kind of stuff. So I really do believe Florida is, kind of a victim to this, and that's why the spread looks this way. I do believe that they are just as good a team as Tennessee right now. So I am on Florida in the swamp to cover in this one.
You like Florida, and you're going against the grain here because the majority of the money is coming in on Tennessee. But I'll tell you what, Florida has won the last 9 games against Tennessee at home. So that's a little fuel for your fire. And they don't even need to win. They just need to not lose by a touchdown or more here.
Yeah, no, I really think this comes down to a field goal, Andy, at the end of the game, how most of these SEC things do. I just really think that the Gators defense is really good. The secondary is good enough to make plays against Tennessee's offense, but the run defense is certainly good enough. They held Utah to just 3.5 yards rushing last week, and Florida needs to be more consistent on third down on the offensive side of the ball, which I think, in this third game, we'll get that going. I believe their run game is going to be good. So I really believe they drag this one out and maybe win this game at home. So maybe in a little bit of an upset alert.
A little bit of an upset to start this off. Hey, that total's at 59, and almost all of the money, the public, the sharps, the squares, everybody's betting that under.
Yeah, I do believe that's correct, Andy. Like I said, I do believe the Gators probably try and slow this game down. Their defense is definitely going to try and slow Tennessee down. So I do like the under in this game. I just think they're overhyping Tennessee right now with how much points they can score. They only put 30 on Austin Peay, and this is a lot better defense than that. So I got the under in this game.
I just got to work it in there. Jabron, you ignorant schmuck. I'm going to Tennessee on the road. They're going to break the habit here of losing to the Gators in Gainesville, the swamp. The swamp isn't what it used to be. Give me the Volunteers. And also, we got to have a little fun, a little back and forth here on the
For sure. For sure. I got Gator orange. You got Tennessee orange.
There we go. Yeah, they're both orange, so there's some semblance there. Let's talk about another team that we are well aware of as Nebraska fans. That is the Colorado Buffaloes, heavy favorites over Colorado State. Kind of a rivalry game, an in-state game. That's going to be a 9 o'clock kickoff on ESPN. ESPN, ABC Sports, they can't get enough of the Colorado Buffaloes right now. They want them more, so they're going to push back that kickoff to, I guess you could call it prime time, 9 p.m. Central Standard. Oh, and
prime time. Every week now it's going to be prime time. They're going to be on ESPN. They're going to be on Fox. They're going to be on ABC. It's just what it is until somebody smacks them in the mouth, which I don't think is going to happen until later in the season. Like you said, 23-point favorite here, Andy, over an in-state rival. I do believe this is inflated probably just a little bit, but that doesn't mean that this can't happen. The only thing that I know for sure that's going to happen is this over at 59 points. They are going to score and score and score some more. Both teams. This 59 is not going to hang out there very long, Andy. It's going to be well over 60 by Saturday. So if you want to get on this over with me, get it at 59 where it's at right now, because it's going to be up probably to 63 points by the weekend here.
I think that's a best bet as well. This line opened up at 19 and a half. I'm already seeing it at 23 and a half, and that's with 95% of the money coming in on Colorado. So that number is just going to keep climbing. It's going to get goofy. And when Colorado State's at their best, traditionally they do have a really good offense. So that's why I like where you're going with that as far as hitting that over.
Yeah, for sure, Andy. And Washington State just added 50 points against Colorado State. So I do believe that Colorado's going to do about the same thing. So the Rams still scored 24 points on Washington State. So I think this over is free money right here. Especially if Washington State can get a few points on Colorado, which we saw that defense. You can score on it. We just didn't. So I do believe that you can score on this defense, and that over is free money. Now that spread there, Andy, that 23 points, they're trying to hook people there, putting that a little bit above 3 touchdowns, thinking that people will bite on the Rams. I'm not giving into that. I just haven't seen enough out of the Rams enough to think that they can, hold down Sanders enough to keep this close.
Excellent point. They're keeping it right off that key number of 24. So everyone's thinking the Colorado State should be able to keep it within 3 touchdowns and a field goal. They probably won't. Hey, let's talk about some hits and misses from last week. Right off the bat, a hit that I was very proud of. And it wasn't a trendy pick. It was the Jets at home on Monday night to cover and beat the Buffalo Bills, and they did just that in a crazy, wild game. Aaron Rodgers goes down, 4 plays into the game. You had Josh Allen doing zany things, turning the ball over like crazy, and then a walk-off punt return to end it in overtime.
Yeah, Andy, that was that was the Jets Super Bowl right there. It was just everything that could happen did happen for him. I feel sorry for Aaron Rodgers not being able to show his worth there at New York this year, but I do believe the Jets have a tough road ahead of them, but that was pretty cool for them to cover and win with that walk-off punt return.
Now, a miss for me was the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and we're about to talk about them. I didn't think they would win the game, but I thought they could cover what it got up to like 3.5 there towards kickoff. And they might have been able to do it, but turnovers are a killer. And that seems to be the thing that Nebraska's the best at right now, and that's turning the ball over. Interceptions, fumbles, it doesn't matter. They're going to give it to the other team.
Yeah, for sure, Andy. And obviously, I was kind of down in the dumps about the Huskers last weekend. So I was on Colorado. I told people to bet it up as far as they could, take the alternate spread, because I've just seen this movie too many times with the turnovers, and our defense played so well, Andy, for as long as they could. We kept them on. We kept Sanders at bay as long as we could, and if we keep giving the ball inside our 25-yard line, they're going to score. So that was one of my hits, one of my misses. Big UFC event over the last weekend. Me, I'm always on style bender, but I've always been a huge Sean Strickland fan, so I was kind of torn there. It was very cool to see probably the biggest upset, definitely in middleweight history, but definitely in UFC history, with Izzy losing to Sean Strickland for the belt. So that was a lot of fun to see, but a lot of people had money on Izzy to knock him out.
I'll tell you what, Tarzan took it to him, man. He got in his grill and did what he said he was going to do. Your boy Strickland. And if people watched our YouTube channel, we did an extra segment last week. They'd have been all over that. You know what it reminded me of was a Rocky movie when he fought the Russian. Was that Rocky IV? Because for all intents and purposes, Australia is Izzy's home state, or home.
Yeah, no doubt.
And
they built the whole card around him.
Yeah. Then Sean Strickland had the crowd cheering for him. He was wearing the Aussie hat. I think he even picked up an accent down there.
Yeah, no, he's playing a little Crocodile Dundee down there, picking up the hat and picking up the accent. And yeah, no, he's such a far underdog there that it was so fun to see, even though we lost some coin on it.
All right, well, we got a couple of minutes to work with here, and we got a couple of things to work in. Real quick, we got the Huskies versus the Huskers. This is Nebraska's home opener with Matt Rule. The point spread sitting at minus 11. Can Nebraska win by 11 points? I'm asking, can Nebraska win?
Well, it's that time of the week, Andy, when the Nebraska football fans start regaining their optimism about the Huskers. Last week was brutal. We all talked about it. Colorado, all that stuff's behind us. Standing in the way is this Northern Illinois team, which I am having a real hard time putting my thumb on them. Week 1, they come out, beat a Power 5 school in Boston College in overtime.
Yeah.
But then they come out at home last week and lose to an FCS school, Southern Illinois. So I just really don't see what this football team is. Former Michigan State quarterback Rocky Lombardi is their starter. He's kind of banged up, so they don't really know about that. I do believe we should beat the wheels off this team, Andy. And I believe this 11-point spread here is I think it's good. I really do think it's good. I think we put 40 points on these guys. We start running the football. Sims doesn't put it in the air as much until we get up with a lead. Sims is going to have over 200 yards rushing in this game if he plays.
How embarrassing was it to hear Joel Klatt say on a live broadcast, I think Nebraska needs to go under center because I don't know if their quarterback can receive a ball in shotgun without fumbling it. Like he said that on a live broadcast with everybody. Yeah. It was one of the most it was the most watched game last week, and it was a top 10 ever game on FS1 as far as 12 games go. Just unbelievable. And that's where we're at. And this game's going to be on FS1 in primetime once again. Give me the Huskies to cover. Until I see it, I am not going to believe it. And until Sims can show me that he fumble, interception, he's going to figure out a way to turn it over and keep the Huskies in it and keep them going. And also NIU, they have the confidence. They know they can beat a Power 5 team, and they also know they can slip up. So they'll be on edge. I think they'll be ready to play. I think Nebraska's trying to figure out who they are. I don't even know what they are, especially after hearing the whole offseason of, no, this guy, we're brushing up his turnover problem. No, he's leaning right into it in a big way.
I got you.
All righty. Hey, Mr. Parlay Pounder, do you have a parlay play for the people?
Yes, I do. I got a 3-teamer. Going to do it real quick here, Andy. I got the Chiefs money line at minus 160. I got the Kansas State money line at minus 195. And then I got that Browns Steelers over at a minus 110, over 39 points. Putting all those together, $25 on it to win 100.
I like it. I like it when you're looking at that. 25 to win 100, and it's only a 3-teamer.
Yep, only a 3-teamer. 3 things that really should happen this weekend. Chiefs, Kansas State, Browns, Steelers, over.
Yeah, Kansas State, or Kansas City, they're not losing 2 weeks in a row. They can't do it. They can't do it. They're the world champs. Well, how about do it for us this week, folks? Thank you for following us on ESPN Tri-City Radio on their Facebook page. Also, our Twitter handle, that's starting to grow. Thanks for all the interactions there. It's always fun to hear from you guys. And then the over 2.1 thousand subscribers we got on our YouTube channel. Thank you to everyone that subscribes or even just watches the shorts there. That's a lot of fun for us to produce.
Love it.
For Jabron, the Parlay Pounder, I'm Andy Klassen. Thank you for listening. This has been WTL.